Hey loves, let me take you on a spiritual journey. Come spend some time and see how my ancestors guide me. Enjoy. Hey loves, and welcome back to my spiritual journey. So, today's video is going to be about how I went from hardcore Christian to sort of an atheist to now spiritualist. Okay, let's talk about it. So, I was in a family with, the hardcore Christian grandmother. Yeah, the one that didn't let you ask any questions, don't question Jesus. So, I was always the child that was the 50,000 questions. I want to know everything. I want to know how it started. I want to know how it began. I want to know where it's going. The annoying one. So, that was me. So, I would ask questions back to back, but, no questions would ever be answered because most things couldn't really answer that was inside the Bible. It was, faith, have faith, believe. And I was more of a science. I need to know the science of it. I need to know the science behind it. I need to know why it is the way it is. So, in my family, that was not looked upon as a great thing. So, after a while of talking to my grandmother and realizing that I was not going to get answers there, I started going to church on my own. I would go to different churches by myself, and I would just search them out, seek which ones were good for me, which ones weren't, which ones I kind of liked the background in. And I found actually a couple of churches that I actually really liked. Like, I liked the people there, I liked the atmosphere there. It wasn't really judgy and judgmental, because I do hear that a lot. Like, with a lot of churches, you hear about how the people are in groups or in packs, and they don't really let anybody in, and they're judging everybody. But I found a couple of churches that were the complete opposite. They were like really loving people. They would help you out if need be, and all of that. But that wasn't what I was there for. I was there to really search and find out who God was, where I came from, where God came from, what was the beginning of it all. Like, I just wanted to know everything, which was the start of my journey. So, after going to a couple of churches and asking different pastors questions that it seemed like they just could not answer, I started doing research for myself. I started off with Google, and then after Google, I went to, I think it was DuckDuckGo or something like that. I'm not even sure what the name of the site was. But it was a bunch of different sites that I went to just to research the background. It was like, once I started getting really into it, I was like, okay, I want to know more. And it wasn't a I just don't believe it thing in the beginning. It was more of a, okay, now that I'm into this, I want to really be into this. Like, I want to study. I want to know the background. I want to know what I'm saying that I believe in. Never really felt it the way other people felt it. You know how other people feel the Holy Ghost and, speaking tongues and, all of that. It just was never really my thing. It was never really what I was into. So, I just figured there was something else out there for me. So it just stopped me from believing in the presence of that particular God. So, the more I was researching, the more I was just like, I came to a place of not really believing in anything. It wasn't that I didn't think anything existed. It was just, it wasn't anything that I felt I should believe in myself. So I would say that was around the time that I was a little bit more atheist, I guess, if you want to call that atheist. I was a little bit more atheist around that time because I didn't really have a specific belief. I didn't really believe that there was a specific God. I just was more so like looking and searching. After that time, then I kind of came into spirituality from just doing a little bit of soul searching and feeling like, I think there is something out there. I'm just not sure exactly what that something is. So, the more spiritual friends that I grew, the more I've really felt like it was something that called to me. You know what I mean? It was more so, it started out with just kind of ancestor worship, and then it went to, instead of ancestor worship, just honoring who they were in my life and who I am now. And it began to become more of a like self-love journey, and then that led me to actually feeling like there is something that put all of that there. There is something that put my ancestors there and that put me here. And, maybe we don't all know exactly what that something is. After more years of research and just following the guidance of my ancestors and becoming more in tune with myself, I would say that I'm more of a sovereign spiritualist. I don't really like to call myself by any particular name, but I don't follow any organized religion or any particular sect. So I would just say I'm just me, just a spiritualist, and just enjoying my journey. So if you would like to know more about my journey and see more videos like this in the future, make sure you like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Have a blessed day, loves.